All right, tonight we're getting more evidence about how a Silicon Valley billionaire turned local election offices around the country into essentially Democratic get-out-the-vote operations. That's Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. He spent nearly $400 million in the 2020 election, all funneled through different groups to privately fund elections offices, to run massive get-out-the-vote operations in Democratic strongholds. Now, those are the claims. They are laid out in a new film from Citizens United, Dave Bossie, called Rigged. Now, the Zuckerberg-funded plot to defeat Donald Trump is the name of the full movie. Here's Senator Cruz in the film explaining.
Mark Zuckerberg and his wife spent $400 million in what amounted to a gigantic Democratic voter turnout effort. And to put that in perspective, $400 million is the most money any individual has ever spent to win a presidential campaign in the history of our country. It is massive, it was focused, it was targeted, and unfortunately, it was ruthlessly effective.
To put Zuckerberg's $400 million investment into the proper context, consider this. Expenditures by the Democrat National Committee for the entire two-year 2020 election cycle totaled $461 million.
Here's President Trump, who's also featured in the film.
Well, look where he spent it. I've read where he spent 97% in Democrat areas. So he's putting money under the guise that he's going to open up the election and all of that. That's all crap. Not going to open it up. He's closing it. He's making it impossible for a Republican to win.
Now, late tonight, a spokesperson for Mark Zuckerberg and his wife told us in a statement, quote, "In full transparency, Mark and Priscilla announced their support for this effort well in advance of the election, so this documentary is neither new nor newsworthy." Well, this film, of which we've only seen 2 minutes so far, appears to feature the same people advancing the same claims that have been debunked by multiple federal and state courts and respected news organizations, only this time set to dramatic music. Here with reaction, the producer of that film, Citizens United, President David Bossie. He had its first airing tonight at Mar-a-Lago. Congratulations. How have you been able to confirm all this money came from him? And we're not even including the fact that they censored the Hunter Biden laptop story, and that would be an in-kind donation of multi-billions to me.
Well, you hit it right on the head, and that statement by Zuckerberg is very similar to what they said about the Hunter laptop story. There's nothing here. Look, we did our investigation using the 990s of the 501c3s that the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative funded. That's how we conducted our own investigation. And this film, Rigged, and people can go to rig2020.com and look at it right now themselves. I got to tell you, I was shocked. And when I get shocked, it's pretty serious stuff. $400 million in about 120 days in the summer and fall of 2020 put their thumb on the scale for Joe Biden. That's where this $400 million went, and that's what we discussed in this film. But how did you
trace it exactly back to them? How did you pinpoint that they gave that money?
Yeah, the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative funded the Center for Tech and Civic Life, okay? So they gave $327 million to that organization, and that's a 501c3. And that organization filed their IRS 990s, their tax returns. So we went through them. And in there, the Zuckerberg defenders say, well, more grants that he gave out went to red counties than blue counties. That doesn't matter. What matters is following the money, and that's what we did. So 160 of those grants accounted for $272 million, Sean, and 92% of that $272 million went to Biden counties.
So what should the average American take away from the fact that they censored Hunter Biden's laptop story? How do you put a value on how that impacted positively Biden's chances of winning? Had it been Donald Trump Jr.'s laptop, I think we would have heard a lot more about it. And I guess people can see for themselves how you have broken down the financial aspect of this.
Absolutely. We go through Arizona. In Arizona, Sean, the 4 Biden-funded counties turned out the vote, outperformed Hillary Clinton by 700,000 votes. 700,000 votes. They only won by 11,000 over Hillary Clinton's 2016 turnout. In Georgia, $45 million was spent, and 92% of that $45 million went to Biden counties in Georgia. Over and over again throughout the country, this money, look, Zuckerberg can say whatever he wants, but he hired David Plouffe as his chief strategist. So we all know what this was about.
So the question then it becomes, okay, is there anything illegal? Did you find anything illegal here? And go ahead.
It's a great question, Sean. First of all, this film and this investigation cries out for state and federal investigations. I'm not holding my breath for Merrick Garland or, Nancy Pelosi to announce investigations tomorrow. But Kevin McCarthy ought to make this the top priority when he becomes speaker,
especially
in 9 short months.
Is the answer then Republicans need to do the same thing and learn the tactics of billionaires like Zuckerberg?
Well, actually, Sean, if it was okay to have done it, 12 states in the last year have changed the laws to outlaw Zuckerberg's style funding. And another 5 passed the law, but 5 Democrat governors have vetoed those bills because they want to do it again. That's the only way they can win.
So if people want to watch the movie, how do they watch it?
Go to rig2020.com. You can sign up today. The film comes out on Tuesday. We're looking forward to having a big premiere on Tuesday evening.
All right, rig2020.com. Dave Bossie, thanks for being with us.